Hey, what's up everybody? ForneverWorld here today to give my discussion slash expectations of One Piece episode 526 based off the preview. And we're seeing again some other pretty cool stuff that is I've already, read in the manga or whatever. So a couple of spoilers of characters. I guess it's not big spoilers, just names. We see Watsasumi in the preview, and I'm just like, oh man, and he was painted a little bit differently than I thought he would. Like the color scheme, I thought he was gonna look a little bit different, but it was still, fun to see that he's going to actually be in this episode. Also, we're going to be covering, I believe I read somewhere that this next episode 526 is supposed to cover around chapter 606 of the manga, and it's going to talk about the Flying Dutchman stuff. I remember hearing the announcer saying something about Flying Dutchman, so it's definitely going to have something to do with that stuff. And it's so funny seeing the crew, they're all bugging out, they're all screaming and stuff, because, it's some pretty funny slash scary stuff or whatever for them. And, it's just looking like it's going to be a pretty funny episode. There's also a scene, it goes by real quick, but actually when I was watching the preview, I paused it, and there's some pictures of Nami and Robin, like laying on a table, and then you just see blood splatter. And if you catch that, then you obviously know that that's Sanji. Again, we're gonna have another freaking. I'm sure there's a ton of laughs. Yeah, I remember there's a ton of laughs with that to go around. So it's not gonna be too much. Don't worry, it will stop eventually. I'm not, we're not going to have to suffer through this for a long time. It's going to stop eventually, but I say enjoy it while it's around, because it is pretty freaking funny to see this guy going crazy over girls every time he sees them, because he was secluded for a while, so seeing all these pretty girls is just bugging him out, even though he freaking was on a ship with them for what feels like forever, even though has even a year passed in the original One Piece? Because, he was on the ship with them for a while, but it seems like really a year or less had passed because of their ages. Luffy went from 17 to 19 in the time skip, and he was 17 in the beginning of the series. So I don't even think a year passed on the ship, but it felt like forever, and I guess we're gonna call it that. Um, but yeah, the episode is looking pretty promising. The animation looked a little bit here and there, so I can't judge it based off of just this particular clip. But in the particular clip, the animation didn't look totally amazing or anything like that. But we'll see what happens when the full episode comes out. Overall, it's looking like it's gonna cover some pretty funny stuff. We still got a bit of a ways to go before we get to the actual Fishman Island, but the journey continues to be funny, and I'm gonna keep enjoying it. But let me know what you think of the episode based off the preview. What are your expectations? Are you excited to see Watsasumi? Because there's some funny stuff with that character as well, and the whole Flying Dutchman stuff is gonna happen. If you don't know about any of this stuff, what are your predictions with the big guy with the hairy belly and such? Like, what do you think is gonna happen with him and this whole Flying Dutchman stuff? Give me your predictions and such, and just your overall thoughts. But that's all I have for you guys today. I'm ForneverWorld. Thanks for watching. Review of 525 will be out shortly, and have an awesome day, people.